Welcome to part 1 of Competency 13. In this video, we will work with geometric properties of circles and composite figures. In these two images, you'll see vocabulary associated with the diagram parts as far as a circle and lines and angles. If you're not familiar with these things, you can take a screenshot, go look them up online, and use them as we work along in the videos. Number 1, use the figure below if AB equals 4 and the area of the circle Q equals 9 pi. What is the value of QA? Okay, so QA is what we're looking for. Now we are given the radius. It's hiding in the area of the circle. We know that that is pi r squared. So r is 3 because the square root of 9 equals 3. So technically that is 3 squared pi. So we know that this is r and that it equals 3. So that means that it is also tangent to B. The segment tangent to B is also the radius, and it is also 3. Now, that being said, we know that that's tangent, and we also know that all tangent lines to a circle, tangents to a circle, are at 90 degrees. That's the definition of being tangent. Okay, if I could draw that little elbow 90 degrees there. Okay. All right, so we all know all these facts. Well, that in turn gives us a right triangle. Now, AB is equal to 4. Great. So that gives us our classic primitive 3, 4, wait for it, 5 triangle. So that hypotenuse, which is AQ, is also 5. And of course, if you're not sure about that, what do? Well, just pop it in the calculator. Second, square root, and we need to square 3, and then add it to 4 squared. Press enter, and of course we have 5. Okay? All right, now let's look at number 2. Okay, we have a little note down there for number 2 that says images not to scale. I don't think it matters. Let's read this. Using the figure below, okay, if DE is 4, okay, EF is 6, and DH is 8. Okay, so we have this here. Okay, that's 8. And then I'm going to draw from here to here, and that's 10. I already see what's coming. Okay, it says, what is the value of DG? Okay, they're trying to see if you know a basic property of proportionality for the secant lines, two secant lines going through actually they're rays to be precise, going through a circle, creating their secant segments with a central point, one central point. The rays have a central point. And in this situation, that would be our D. So that sets up a proportion. So what is that proportion? Well, that proportion is that 10 times 4 equals, okay, DG is what we're looking for. We're going to call that X, okay? That is equal to 8X, or 8 times X. Okay, so we could follow through with that, or we can put that in our solver and just get an answer real quick. Okay, so math, arrow up 1, press enter, clear, and that is 10 parentheses 4 You could just say 10 times 4. And then arrow down, clear out everything you have, and then 8x. Okay, let's push OK, which is graph. Remember, you have to do it twice, and there you go. The value is 5 again, which is a coincidence, but it is what it is. Okay, all right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, using the figure below, JL equals 20. All right, so let me go ahead and label that as we read this. Okay, so that's 20. And then JK is 7. What is the value of JM? Okay, that's our K. I'm sorry, not our K. That's our X. To the nearest hundredth. Right. Well, this is just a proportion. They're trying to test your knowledge. So what is that? Well, the proportion is 20 times the 7 is, that's parentheses, is equal to the square of this segment, JM. Okay, and we can put that in our solver. Okay, math, arrow up, press enter. Okay, I already have, okay, we already have stuff in there, so clear it out. So 20 parentheses 7 close parentheses now. Get rid of that. We have x squared. Okay, double check what I have entered. Okay, press OK, and I have to press it again. All right, there you go. Option C. Okay, let's look at number 4. All right. Using the figure below, if NT equals 5, if NT equals 5, RT equals 7, and QT equals 9, what is the value of SQ? Well, I can tell you right now that we're going to use these crossing segments, okay? However, we need to mark ST as X for now, okay? But be wary that we need to know what QS is equal to, and that is going to be 9 plus X. We have to figure out what X is. Again, they are trying to test your knowledge of these properties. So what is that? Well, we know that if we multiply the segments that make up Rn, okay, so let's do that. 7 times 5. Those segments going one way. If we multiply those two segments together, they are equal to multiplying the segments going the other direction. Okay, so just arrow up your solver, and I'm going to clear that out. Okay, and let's try 7 times 5 this time and enter and clear that out. And we want 9x. Go okay, enter again. And yes, that is the value. That is 3 with 8 repeating. So that's a value of x. But what do we really want? We want 9 plus the value of 3 with 8 repeating. Okay, obviously we can take a look at that and say 3 plus 9 is 12 and automatically see what isn't going to work. Okay, now there's a couple of things that you probably ought to be able to see by just looking. Anything repeating, such as 0.8, is equal to 8 over 9. So if we had 3 repeating, you'd say, well, that's not true of 3 repeating. Well, yeah, it is. Oh, sorry. Here, let me get rid of that. Hey, thank you for bearing with me. Okay. All right. So let's say we had 3 repeating. Well, that is technically, yes, you know it's 1/3. However, it is actually 3 over 9. And when you simplify it, it is 1/3. third. And I mentioned this in other videos. When you see something repeating, take that value, slap it over 9, call it good. And you can also test it in your calculator. All right. Okay. This is the last question in this video, and I wanted to thank those people who are sending me messages pointing out things that I could redo or redo or refine in the videos. I'll continue to remake and add videos. I really appreciate that. No worries. I'm not going to take it the wrong way. You guys are amazing and you're liking and sharing us. That's phenomenal, as well as subscribing. Happy testing, guys.